What's up, everybody? Pepperonin here. Just wanted to talk about Nintendo's E3 press conference. I know this is going to be like a day late by the time that you see this, and it's not going to be a very long or in-depth video. It's kind of off the cuff. Um, Main reason for that's just because I'm actually in the process of moving right now. I don't know if I've said anything about this on the channel already, but I am selling my house 3 years ago. I bought this house, which is actually part of the main reason actually that I stopped uploading altogether. Because if you go back on my channel, and you'll see some videos from 3 years ago. I was uploading about once a week, once or twice a week, and first major hiccup was that the moving process just took so much of my time. I couldn't really focus on anything else, and that included making videos. And by the time that I was done, by the time that I could make videos again, it had been so long that I just didn't have that same kind of drive anymore, if that makes sense. You go a long enough time without doing something. Anyway, so that's what's going on with me. Sorry about the huge segue about that. Going back to E3 though, so they showed off some really interesting stuff. Just like with any E3 presentation, we didn't get everything we wanted. We didn't get Metroid Prime, but we got something else really cool regarding Metroid. More on that in a second. But there were some really interesting surprises with this E3, and I think that's one of the best things about E3 is when a company comes out with something that you had no idea that you needed until you saw it. And so I think they did a really good job with that. I think that, they showed enough of the Breath of the Wild 2 sequel that it was gave us a lot more of an idea of what the game's going to be like, but they left enough out that now people are going to be theory crafting and speculating, and that's also a really fun part of before a game comes out is trying to put all the pieces together and see how they fit, see exactly how the game's going to be, how big is the map going to be, are those sky islands, is that the extent of the map, how many are there, can you still go, is there still anything down below, and we'll get the answers to that as things go on. um, they announced they started with the new fighter in Smash Bros. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's probably here in the preview, but he's from Tekken, and I think that that's really fitting. Actually, almost surprised that it took him this long to get into Smash. He's just one of those really obvious, really strong inclusions. He's from another fighting game franchise that's been around forever. Kazuya, that's his name. And so, that was really cool. They just kind of started with that. And that's another thing I really liked about the presentation. They didn't spend too much time, with corporate speak or, talking about sales figures or anything. They just kind of went straight into the games. And I really like that. That's one thing I liked about Microsoft's press conference. I think they had a pretty good one too. Not as good as this one, but theirs was good too, and I just kind of like when they get in there and they just show all the games that are coming out for the system, all the stuff to look forward to. And there was some other stuff. There's a new Mario Party game coming out. There's a new WarioWare coming out. There's quite a few games just sprinkled throughout there that I think that there's going to be people looking forward to. And then kind of I think the biggest part to me of the entire presentation was the announcement of a 2D, 3D Metroid game, Metroid Dread. So this is not like a remake because the last several 2D Metroids have been remakes or retreads of previous games. This is an all new game, it looks like, and I am very excited to play that. I haven't actually played too much of the 2D Metroid games. I've played almost all of them, but I haven't beaten any of them, and that's something that I definitely want to do on the channel. I want to play through Super Metroid. I want to beat the original too. That the original is just so hard, but I want to play through the 2D Metroids. And seeing the announcement of that game kind of has reinvigorated my desire to play those games. So I might play one of them next. I might pick up the OG Metroid I might just go straight into Super Metroid. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if there's a Metroid game in particular you want me to see. So, on the one hand, it was disappointing and really worrying that there's no Metroid Prime 4 anything from what I saw. I don't even think they mentioned that they were working on the game, but um, so a lot of people are going to be talking about that. What does that mean for the game? This is another year where there's just absolutely no word on it. I'm hoping the development's going good on it, and I also hope it's not one of those situations where the 2D Metroid that we saw is actually what Metroid Prime 4 was going to be, and they shifted direction and made it into that game. I really hope that that's not what it is. I hope this is a whole separate concept and that we get both, but that could be asking for too much. Um, what else? What else? I mean, I just there was a lot of cool indie stuff, a lot of cool third-party stuff coming out. The Super Monkey Ball collection that seems pretty cool. Um, yeah, it was just a really solid showcase. The first one that I actually, besides the Microsoft one, that I actually felt compelled to actually watch all the way through. I found myself skipping through a lot of the other ones or just skipping them altogether after hearing how bad they were. Like Ubisoft's press conference, I heard was pretty abysmal. I went in to skim through it just to check it out for myself, and it was pretty bad. There wasn't really a lot going for it there. But yeah, that's about it. I'm really excited for what the future holds for a lot of these games and companies. There's a lot of games that I need to uh, buckle down and play. One other thing, going back to, I might as well just kind of fully mention this too, since I brought it up at the start of the video. So I'm selling the house, and because the housing market's so crazy right now, I'm gonna move back in with my parents until it either dips or stabilizes, or I have enough money saved up I can just get something I want outright. I'm still kind of deciding, but I know that right now is the time to sell, and so that's kind of the plan. But I don't know how I'm gonna record videos. I'm still trying to figure that out. It's gonna be pretty crowded at my parents' house. My brother and sister still live there, and my sister's got her partner and a kid. It's a pretty packed house, and so I don't know, and the walls aren't very thick, so I don't know how recording's gonna work. I'm gonna try my best to figure that out. I don't know if there's gonna be a time of day that's gonna be better than others. With my work schedule, it's gonna be really tricky, but if I can, I will try and figure it out. It might just mean that I have to record less often, but I'm still gonna try to keep up the daily uploads. It might just change around some of that stuff. Anyways, once again, back to the Nintendo Direct. I have ADHD. I can't help it. Can't help breaking off of that. Let me know in the comments what surprised you the most, and what are you looking forward to the most. That not necessarily the same thing. I have a feeling a lot of it's going to be the Metroid, but there was some other stuff too. I wasn't expecting them to announce a new Mario Party like that, and with the original boards and everything. I'm actually really looking forward to that. I'm probably going to pick that up and play it as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.